In 1967, the Beatles released their classic, All You Need Is Love. And while we totally agree with that, there's something else we need right now, and that's good food choices. Hi everybody, I'm Anita, and we are here with the Cooking Around the World program with the Chillicothe Public Library. And we're at our organic farm, Broad Branch Farm, just a few miles from the library. We're here in our Hoof House today where we actually overwinter and grow food year-round. And if you can take a look behind me, you can see all of the greens and things that we have been growing with nothing more than solar energy to produce this food. No added heat. And that goes right into what we're talking about today, which is low carbon cooking and eating. What is low carbon cooking and eating? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do to reduce your carbon footprint, but what we're going to be talking about today is good food choices. Your diet has a huge impact on the carbon footprint that you produce from your family. Today we're going to talk about mostly a plant-rich diet, and we are farmers that grow a variety of vegetables. And as you can see here, I've laid out some of the vegetables that we actually harvested last fall and were able to store over the winter. And we're going to be using some of our beautiful salad greens and some of these vegetables to produce a low carbon footprint recipe today. The recipe we're going to be preparing is actually inspired by a book that you could probably get at your library called Now and Again by Julia Turshen. The recipe is for a beet salad. Now we've added hard-boiled eggs to the recipe, and we're going to top it with a mustard parsley dressing. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our recipe today. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to prepare our salad greens. Now these salad greens have just been harvested from our hoop house here, and I will show you some of them. Again, these were grown in our hoop house all winter with no added heat. We do use some protection, the row cover that you can see behind me. It's a white fabric that helps hold in the heat when temperatures got really cold, but otherwise no other protection. So I'm going to be adding baby Napa cabbage leaves, red Russian kale, arugula, delicious spinach, and I'm just ripping these. I don't tend to cut my greens. I tend to just gently tear them, and I don't do this until right before I'm going to serve my salad so we don't get brown edges on our greens. So we'll just continue to add our salad. Napa is an excellent vegetable to either overwinter if you have the ability to do that, or I have a head of Napa right here. This head of Napa was harvested late fall 2020, and you can actually store Napa cabbage for months with just refrigeration. No special storage requirements, just storing it as you would any other vegetable in your refrigerator. That's another way to reduce your carbon footprint, is to grow some of your own food. I know that most of you can't grow the variety of food that we grow here at Broad Branch Farm, but even a little bit helps. So, okay, we're going to finish our greens here. And this is looking really nice. And this is going to, you can, make the salad as big as you want. You can make an individual salad. We're making enough for probably at least 2 or 3 people here. So there's our beautiful greens. We're going to set those aside. And now we're going to do the vegetables. And the vegetables I have today these are called kyogia. Some people call them chayoga. These are the candy stripe beets, and you can see how they have this beautiful candy striping. These beets were again harvested last fall. We've been overwintering them, cold storage. I trimmed the greens, and I just gently simmered these until they were tender. After the beets are cooked, then you can slide the skins off under running water. If some of the skins seem a little bit difficult, you can use a vegetable peeler. Just gently peel off the skin. So we're going to slice some of these to top our salad. When you are cutting vegetables, it's really helpful if you can put a flat side down. Now see, I had the beet and it was round. That's a moving object. So just make sure that you have a flat edge, fingers back. Okay. We have some beautiful slices here that I'm going to lay on top of our salad. Beets are an excellent vegetable to grow and harvest in the fall and store over the winter. They store for months, remaining perfect and firm. And I even have some beets over here where there's actually greens still on the beets. Now these greens are completely edible, and you know what? Why don't we just take a couple of those and put them right in our salad? That would be beautiful with those pink stems. Okay, there's our beautiful beets. Maybe one more. Maybe we should do one more. They're so good. They're sweet. Look how pretty. Okay, now we're going to do our hard-boiled eggs. Most luck we have with hard-boiled eggs is when we use eggs that aren't completely fresh. These are about 4 weeks old. These are raised on our farm. We have a flock of laying hens, and our laying hens are raised outside, pastured. They're never confined. That is the way that you want to buy your eggs, is organically fed and pastured eggs. So that's what I have here today. And I'm just going to slice these up. Let's get another one. Get that flat side down so you don't have a rolling object on your cutting board. Okay, we're going to add these to our salad. Now you could do this salad without eggs. If you read about low carbon eating and cooking, animal protein is not the least impact. But what you need to do is not just eliminate meat and eggs and dairy, but make good choices about where you buy your food and how it is raised. So I think that it's probably unreasonable to think that we tell people no meat, no dairy. That what we need to do is not make the meat and the dairy the main part of your meal, but have a meal that's rich in vegetables, and that will stretch your meat and not make it the main focus of your meal. If we all just did that a little bit, then we all make a small impact on the carbon footprint of this world. Our planet will be happier and our bodies will be happier. Now we're going to go into our dressing for this. I have a bowl here where I've already added 2 tablespoons of whole organic yogurt, 2 teaspoons of grainy mustard, and to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to add some pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to whisk this together a little bit. I need a little bit of fresh parsley. This parsley also came out of one of our hoop houses. This is flat leaf Italian parsley, and it is extremely hardy, and it overwintered quite nicely and is now growing with our days starting to get warmer here in early March. There's our parsley. And now we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is not your traditional vinaigrette where you have to make an emulsion. So whisking the olive oil in is no problem. We're just going to whisk in a couple tablespoons. This makes a delicious creamy dressing that you can serve over any kind of salad. It'd be even delicious as a potato salad. dressing. That looks pretty good. Nice spoonable dressing. Okay. And we're just going to go back to our salad here. It's so beautiful. We're just going to spoon some of this dressing over. Now, if you did want to add another protein choice, you know, we raise pastured organic chicken. That would be something that you could add. If you did want to add some meat here, look how pretty. We'll take a little bit more of our parsley. And there you go, folks. There is your low carbon cooking recipe, beet salad with hard-boiled eggs and mustard parsley dressing. This recipe and more is available at our website, broadbranchfarm.com. And also, please go to the Chillicothe Public Library where you can find out more information about cooking around the world and cookbooks that will lead you to low carbon cooking and eating. Thanks again for joining us, everyone. Happy cooking.